coming at you live from the Gastro Park. Talk of the Town episode, probably what, 5? Week 5. Welcome to Talk of Town Recap. I'm your boy Jalen Lindsay Diaz. This is your boy Peyton Warnock. This is the weekly episode of Talk of the Town. Every Monday, we will break down and discuss what we see in every game from Sunday. Whatever game you want to decide to listen to, you can always skip to it. The chapters are in the description, so by all means do that. Today we will not be going in exact timeline order of the games because we will be starting with the NFC East because they are clearly the domination of the league right now. And to start off by first saying, we have to acknowledge the New York Giants. All I can say from straight wonderful coaching, bro. I just watched a little post-game interview from yesterday. And that coach right there, he's built off for leadership, bro. Yeah. That is amazing. And that is the reason why that team's winning, because they have a great coach with a great mindset behind them, and they can just execute on all levels.
I can't say anything more about the Giants than I've been saying. I acknowledge the improvement. I acknowledge the improvement on offense, the improvement on defense. I acknowledge the great coaching of Brian Daboll, because that's probably the biggest reason so far. He's obviously Coach of the Year frontrunner right now. He's putting Daniel Jones in better positions to be successful, because I'm not sold on Daniel Jones, but he's given him options to look for that are a lot easier of reads than he was having before. He's getting short passes, he's getting one-on-ones, and for a guy like Daniel Jones, that just might be perfect. Saquon is the guy that we really have to acknowledge as an MVP candidate, because he's been ridiculous so far this season.
You read my mind.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Saquon is up there for sure. But as of right now, respectfully, of course, they are pretenders still. Daboll is helping Daniel Jones improve, but he's still nothing special at the moment. 848 yards on the season, that's 28th. 3 touchdowns, that's 29th. 51.9 QBR, that's 14th. So that's a little better, but he's still not moving the ball down the field as much as other quarterbacks. He's not putting the ball in the end zone as much as other quarterbacks. Here's the thing, Jay.
Yeah, easily.
As of right now, Daniel Jones doesn't need to be anything special, because what the Giants needed to do was improve.
Absolutely.
And if you look at their record, if you look at them on the field, they've improved, and that's all you could ask for entering this season.
He's having his moments where he's making those good plays by throwing the ball, and on the floor, they're winning on the floor, and they're winning in the air.
Yeah.
And even though he's not throwing the most touchdowns, he's still being useful when it comes to other things like that.
The thing is, they are keeping it on the field, because he's got a high completion percentage, and Saquon's great on the ground as well as Daniel Jones when he runs. So they're keeping the clock moving. They are moving downfield, and they're getting points quite often. Down 17-3, like, this is a big game against a good opponent.
Yeah,
an all-time great quarterback, and they managed to fight back from 17-3 and take a W and go 4-1. But Jay, I wrote this script out and acknowledged the Giants. It was in homage to the WWE, which I've started to get into again, by the way. This guy Roman Reigns, that's kind of his thing, right? So with acknowledging the Giants, it comes the fact that there's also this team known as the Eagles. And being that we're paying homage to WWE, I bet the Eagles are saying something like this right now. New York, you the 2s, and we the 1s. Philadelphia is 5-0, and it's pretty simple as to why they started 5-0, Jay. Their weapons are just too much.
You either have to worry about Devontae Smith, or you have to worry about A.J. Brown, or you got to worry about Jalen Hurts, or you got to worry about Sanders. Who do you put the spy on?
They're second in total yards per game, and they're 5th in points per game. And that offense, obviously, spearheaded by Jalen Hurts, who's shutting up a lot of people, including myself. He's got 1,359 passing yards on the season, 266 rushing yards to go along with it, 10 total touchdowns. MVP. That man is the MVP favorite as of this moment, and he is loving life with Smith, Brown, Goddard, Sanders on offense. He's got weapons whichever direction he looks. My concern is how their defense will hold up against a very explosive offense. Because if you remember week 1, they gave up 35 to Detroit. Detroit does have one of the best offenses in football, when healthy, of course, because they didn't play like it yesterday. But Detroit is 1-4 with a horrible defense, and Philly managed to win that by 3. So I'm a little curious to see how the defense will hold up against the high-powered offense. Obviously, the Cardinals missing one of the best receivers in football. Still a good offense, but we'll see down the line. Luckily for Philly, though, NFC doesn't really
Right.
have those high-powered
Yeah,
offenses.
there's
So-
no one that they really have to really worry about.
It won't be that big of a concern when you don't really have those teams. 49ers don't have a high-powered offense. The Rams haven't played like a high-powered offense. The Cowboys don't really have a high-powered offense. Maybe they will when Dak comes back, but that's a conversation for a little later. Unless you want that conversation to be right now, Jay, we can have that conversation about the Cowboys right now.
I mean, we could since we were going to talk about it, but I wanted to hold off on it. But we're there anyway. There's becoming a big debate. Do the Cowboys keep Cooper Rush?
Yes, yes, they do keep Cooper Rush. I don't care who Dak Prescott is. I don't care how much money he makes. I don't care what his stats look like. I don't care about anything other than the facts, Jay. And the fact is, how many losses does Cooper Rush have? None. That's a fact. You can't debate that. Starter. You can tell me anything about Cooper Rush's stats. It does not matter. They're 4-0.
You don't have to do. He doesn't have to do too much. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to do too much. His defense is playing phenomenal.
Incredible.
Michael Parsons is playing crazy yesterday. Yep. And then you have on the floor. You got Tony Pollard. You got Ezekiel Elliott, who I had a hot take. He should probably turn into a fullback since he just wants to hit the hole so hard and not want to do anything else. Overall, though, how I'm feeling right now, I think they should keep Cooper Rush until he fucks up.
That's exactly
what I'm saying. Until he makes a big mistake,
they
should keep him.
He hasn't lost. You play him until he gives you a reason to not play him. You're 4-1. Like, it's not like you're teetering on the edge of falling out of playoff contention. Like, you're 4-1, and the NFC's not very good. You got to ride this out and see how long it goes. You have a huge game on Sunday Night Football next week against Philly.
Huge game.
But that doesn't mean you switch back to Dak Prescott. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And right now, 4-0, that is not broke. That is not broke. Keep Cooper Rush until he gives you a reason for him to be taken out of the game. All right, everybody, listen here.
Okay. Oh,
you saw this ranking at the start of the year. You said, Tom Brady, the GOAT? Not top 2. Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back MVP, top 2. Josh Allen over them? Hell yeah, Josh Allen over them. This man is a monster, elite quarterback. He took the jump that people were hoping he could make, and he has made it in stride. 20 for 31, 424 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, plus a cool 72 or 42 yards rushing if you're into that. The game was over by 2 p.m., Jay. It was an ass whooping. It was an ass whooping. He had Gabe Davis out there looking like Randy Moss. 3 catches for like 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. I got a little sass when I put him at number 2 in the league, that being Josh Allen. You gave me a little sass too. And now that Josh Allen is doing this, I'm waiting for everybody to give me some sass now. I'm like, where's everybody at? You guys got something to say now? Let's talk these numbers, Jay. 1,651 yards, 14 passing touchdowns. In case you're wondering, that's top of the league.
I'm about to say that has to be number 1, dude.
Let's talk a little bit of other numbers. 4-1. The Bills got better on both sides of the ball this offseason, including Josh Allen's improvements. Because just to go to the other side of this, while Josh Allen is first in yards and touchdowns, the defense is second in yards allowed and tied for first in points allowed. So with that being said, the Buffalo Bills are going to go to the Super Bowl, and they're going to win that thing.
I have high hopes that the odds are on their sides, in my opinion. Defensively, I honestly, I never really looked at them defensively because, their offense is just so exciting with Josh Allen. But I mean, they have to have a great defense to be in the position that they're in to be, continue to be on the field and continue to dominate, over and over again, especially on the offensive side. But Josh Allen, man, he's turning into one of those quarterbacks that is like, I bet you the Buffalo Bills are really happy they took that man in that draft because, dude, Allen, when he first got drafted, everybody's like, yo, who is Josh Allen?
And he kind of stunk it up as a rookie, too.
Yeah,
the reason people were saying that, Jay, is because he's from Wyoming, which doesn't even exist. That's why people were curious about him because Wyoming's not real.
What do we got fans from over there, P? What is wrong with you?
They're not from Wyoming. Do you know someone that lives in Wyoming? No, you don't.
This team that I'm still questioning about, the Vikings, improved to 4-1. What would you consider the Vikings' ceilings to be?
This is a tough one because I see the Vikings' ceiling as just a division winner. They look like they can win this division. They have the talent to. They have plenty of talent, including probably the best wide receiver in football. But I just don't see them as a Super Bowl team. And I know they won, but I think this game proves why I don't consider them a Super Bowl team. I said it at the start of the year. They just can't put it together all at once. If they can't do it for a game, how are they going to do it for a postseason stretch? You know, because you got to win a couple to win the Super Bowl. The offense had a great day, but then the defense had Justin Fields looking like Patrick Mahomes for a little while. And listen, newsflash, Fields isn't that good. So to have him running around out there going 15 for 21 with a little over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, that's just not a good day from the defense.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's arguably the worst quarterback in the league right now because of numbers, and Baker Mayfield is right behind him.
And he doesn't perform like that quite often. So to see the Vikings defense have him looking like that, it wasn't pretty.
I agree with you. I just feel like every year since I've watched football and taken it seriously, the Vikings have constantly performed well during the regular season, and then come postseason, they don't ever show up. So I'm at the point with them. It's just I support them, and they could listen. By all means, they can win out their division, win out your division. Yeah, but I need to see something happen in the playoffs, bro. Yeah. You can't keep doing this and get into the playoffs and in your pants. Yeah. I think it might be the defense, like you said. They really just need to figure it out defensively, because like you said, they had Justin Fields looking like he was Patrick Mahomes yesterday, and he has the worst numbers in the NFL. The Falcons put up a great fight, surprisingly. I don't know why. I don't know how we're still talking about this team and how they're still competing after what we done said in the beginning of the season. I feel like it's kind of disrespectful. What did you see in that game, though?
Jay, I'm just straight up disgusted by the bullshit that the NFL is still pulling for Tom Brady, the golden boy.
Here we go.
He's a grown man. We've seen him for 20 years. We don't need to spoon feed him calls anymore. This one in itself, just this one alone, hurts the integrity of the NFL. That is so blatantly incorrect and awful. Just so wrong on so many levels. The fact that it's Tom Brady, again, but also just the call in itself. We saw Tua break his head last week with the same exact play, not even a consideration for roughing the passer. But it's Tom Brady, so we got to give it to him. I have nothing else to say about that football game. Just that one call in itself just soured the entire thing for me.
The shitty Browns, are they in danger? Is their season in danger after losing to the LA Chargers?
You know what, Jay? No, I don't think their season is in danger just yet.
I agree. Okay.
They have 3 losses total by a combined 6 points. They are right there. And for the record, they should have beaten the Chargers. You look at the one play that should have been made. The Browns are going in, down by 2, inside the 10, and Brissett throws an interception. You don't throw an interception there, you throw it away, you can slide, you can run, you can do whatever.
Everything else.
And you're kicking a field goal to go up 1. Obviously, if there's a person that could go 2-minute drill and win the game, it's Justin Herbert. But you're still going to be ahead 31-30, and you never know what can happen. Put it this way, Jay. If only they had a really good QB1. If only, right?
Yeah, literally, they missed Deshaun. Because in those type of moments, it's like, dude, he has feet, and he can throw it. Brissett's probably not even thinking about leaving that pocket.
No, he was moving, just briskly jogging.
I'm not saying that this is a season ending for them, because the LA Chargers are the LA Chargers. I expected them to win that game. And if they would have lost that game, that would have been that would have probably solidified the Chargers having a losing season.
Yes.
If they would have lost that game. Yes. But for the Browns aspect, no. They still don't have QB1. They're still hanging in there. Still got a whole lot of football to go.
Oh, their games are so close, man. They're right there. They're right there.
And it's like they missed their QB1, and all they can do is just continue to just fight it out, and then hopefully, probably get a lucky wild card and make some noise in the wild card or something. But who knows? I don't think their season's over. I agree. Is Bailey, how do you pronounce that? I want to say
it's actually Zappy, apparently. Zappy. I didn't know that, but it is Zappy.
Is Bailey Zappy legit?
Jay, no. I wouldn't say that he's legit just yet. He played solid. 17 for 21, 188, touchdown interception. I would call that solid. But on the other hand, he played against a college defense, the worst defense in the NFL. And they only managed 1 offensive touchdown. Obviously, Ramondre Stevenson had a hell of a game, and that was more so the reason that the Patriots put on that performance. But the Patriots' defense was incredible, shutting down what has been the highest scoring offense in football so far. No, there's no quarterback controversy right now. There's no competition. I think it's just when Mac Jones gets healthy, it's Mac Jones. Absolutely.
Coming in the ball game and playing some very high-level football.
Yeah.
considering that he's never even, this is rookie season, so it's a lot to adjust to.
Yep.
Whole game speed, everything about it. But that goes to show that there's great coaching over there for the Patriots, because this man's a rookie and he's playing like I didn't even know he's a rookie until they said it on the TV.
One thing I will say about the Patriots is let's make those jerseys full time, huh? Because those things are gorgeous.
Fire.
Those things are gorgeous.
Clean,
Every
dude.
Patriots fan loves those jerseys.
Clean.
Let's bring those jerseys back full time.
Can the Saints get back on track after the win versus Seattle?
As much as I'd like to say yes, because I had them. Okay, Jay, listen, I had them predicted to be a legitimately good team this year, but to be completely honest, they cannot get back on track, and they will not get back on track. Andy Dalton has played well as well, taking over for Jameis Winston, but it's really not their own fault that they're not going to turn it around and get back on track. Let's talk about these next 4 weeks. Bengals.
Okay.
Cardinals. Raiders. Ravens. In my eyes, that's 0-4, and that's the end of the year. They can manage to scrape one out, but that's only 3 wins.
But you can't do that, though, because, truthfully, their defense isn't too bad.
I don't know, Jay. I feel like, Geno Smith is clearly...
They just gave up 30 points to Seattle.
Geno's clearly better than everyone could have expected coming into the year. We can't take that away from Geno, and, I'd love to talk a little bit more, but... the Saints' defense is supposed to be good, but they're giving up a lot of points, Jay. 26, 20, 22, 28, 32. And I had them as a great defense coming into the year, and they might have the names, but they're not performing like a great defense. Very similar to the Colts. They have the names, they have the ability, but they're just not putting it together.
It sucks because the team offensively can't get in the groove, so it's always leading upon the defensive side of the ball. And the defensive side of the ball can't continuously just out there. Granted, unless you're, like you said, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or something like that, but bro, the defense, you can't rely on the defense every single week.
For one, I just don't think they're as good as I thought they were. But now you pair that with the just grueler of a schedule they have the next 4 weeks, I think it's over. I think it's over for the Saints. And that might not be a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing because, hey, if they don't have their quarterback, this class has a lot of quarterbacks in this class.
Exactly.
It's a lot of teams right now that aren't performing well that need a quarterback. So, it's not the worst thing in the world that they're not performing well. Mm-hmm. They just got to continue to, at least try to compete. Don't make this. Don't make it a race for the bottom, like how the NBA is already starting for this goddamn kid. That's yeah.
Hey, don't get into him. We're gonna have to have a separate video to talk about him because my goodness.
Anyways, I am a Zach Wilson stan. I won't give him the franchise tag yet. It takes you got to do a lot to get a franchise tag. 14 for 21. 210 yards. He didn't have any touchdowns, but he also didn't have any turnovers. I'm not mad about that. He's moving the ball pretty well. He's doing things he got to do. He's sharing the ball with the receivers, which is a dope thing. You got 6 different players with the ball in their hand. 2 turnovers on the season, and obviously only 1 touchdown because it's been 2 games. But 462 yards. I'm not against it. I'm not against him. I stand for him. I continue to hope he continue to progress. And hopefully he starts scoring when he's in the red zone or making those big plays where he can't put points on the board.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. I'm ever since the story came out in the offseason, I've been a big fan of Zach Wilson.
Which one?
The MILF Hunter.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, so I became a big fan of Zach Wilson. But franchise guy, I'm still a little unsure because, small sample size. But Dolphins are a good defense, and they got smoked. They got lit up bad. Like you said, 14 for 21, 210 yards, no turnovers, and he was sharing the ball very well. The leading receiver was actually their rookie running back, Breece Hall, with 2 receptions for 100 yards flat. I think more needs to be seen from Wilson, but again, these aren't the same old Jets. All you wanted was improvement, and that's what you're getting. I'll give Zach Wilson his credit. If he can continue to move the ball, not turn it over going forward, then he'll sell me just a little bit more and more over time.
Are you sold on the Titans being the best in the AFC South?
No. But that's only because the Colts are the best in the AFC South. Listen, I know that the Colts have sucked so far. I know that we have sucked, Jay. Listen, I know that we have sucked.
It's too early for this
right now. We started 1-4 last year, and we are 1 game away. We had 2 games to win at the end of the season to clinch, and we couldn't win them. Don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, when the Colts get hot 5-6 in a row. Don't be surprised. Sometimes you got to win ugly. And the Colts weren't doing that. We played Denver. We won the ugliest of ugly. And to pull out a win against Kansas City, that doesn't just happen. Kansas City doesn't get upset by bad teams. We are a good team. It's just not come together yet. And it's going to come together, and don't be surprised when it does.
I have nothing bad to say about the Colts. And as for the Titans, I really have nothing bad to say about them either. But I do think offensively and defensively, you guys are a better team. Obviously, Ryan Tannehill, Matt Ryan, right there.
Yeah.
Obviously, the running back situation is different also because the Colts have one of the best running backs in the league, but then the Titans also have probably the best running back in the league. I don't think the Titans are the best team in the AFC South. I still think they're going to go to the first round of the playoffs and lose. The ceiling is their heads at the ceiling already, in my opinion.
The Titans had their chance. Listen, you go back 3 years ago.
Multiple times.
No, but they had a real – listen, they walked into New England and they beat Tom Brady in his final game in New England. Then they walked into Baltimore and they smacked the MVP Lamar Jackson. And then they go into Kansas City and they have a decent lead and they end up blowing it. That was their ceiling. That was their chance to go to the Super Bowl. That's as high as they're going to go. They've been on a slightly downward path ever since that
year.
Ever since then, they've been going downhill.
Year. Texans Jaguars. That was probably similar to that Thursday night football game, dude. Hot trash. How can we watch them play the way they played 2 weeks ago and they put up 6 points?
This is
6 points.
This is concerning for the Jaguars because Trevor Lawrence looked like the old Trevor Lawrence. It looked like all the improvements he had made so far that we'd been seeing this year had just went out the window because he completed 53% of passes. He threw for 286 yards, which is fine, but 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he's fumbling the ball quite a lot in the past few weeks as well. So very concerning for the Jaguars, and it's a bad side for them as they look to contend for the playoffs in a very weak division. They need better from Lawrence, and a division loss like that is not going to help their chances at the postseason.
You guys didn't even put up points in the second half, and the only points you put up in the first half is 2 field goals. So it clearly means that it was just poorly execution all day long. Doug Peterson needs to take a step back and be like, yo, guys, turn the ball over is not a thing. You will never win football games that way, especially when you turn the ball over against a 1-3-1 Texans team. 0-3 in the red zone yesterday. They had more rushing yards. They had a ton more passing yards. They just couldn't execute in the red zone. That's a problem. Yep. You will never win football games that. We've seen it for the past couple of weeks, teams losing games because they can't execute in the red zone.
Yep.
Are the 49ers looking dangerous, or did they just play the Pantherless Baker Mayfields?
It's a little bit of both. The 49ers defense looks insane, and they looked even better because they're playing against the Panthers and Baker Mayfield, but that is beside the point. Another performance by Jimmy G. It was a Jimmy G performance. Another great game from Jeff Wilson running the ball. They seem to just spawn in really good running backs. I don't know where they get these dudes from, but anybody they put in at running back is running the ball well. Defense is ridiculous. They showed it weeks in a row. I'm going to say it. I think the 49ers are the best team in the NFC right now.
As of right now, in terms of aspect of regular season, this team can continue to play very well.
Yeah, I just think this team is so complete, you know what I mean? And we've seen them shut down good offenses, and the thing with Philly is we haven't seen them shut down a good offense. I think the 49ers are the best team right now, and that's the main reason. I think their offense will always do enough. That's the Jimmy G special. Do just enough. And he's always done that, and he's going to continue to do that. You have a great running back in Jeff Wilson who's been running the ball well. Debo, Ayuk, Kittle. That's a good offense. You have a defense that's just locking down everybody.
Yeah, no, Ayuk did make some good plays yesterday.
That's my – I'm not saying favorite just yet, but that is, at the moment, the team that I think is the best overall team in the NFC.
What did you take away from the Ravens-Bengals game on Sunday Night Football?
Here's what I'll say, Jay.
Oh.
This game right here, it was like a pile-up at the Daytona 500. You know what I mean? I don't know if you – I personally don't watch NASCAR, but I always see the wrecks at the Daytona 500. It's awful. You don't want it to happen like that. But at the same time, it's great because, wow, the chaos, right? You know what I mean? It's so bad, but it's so good at the same time, and it doesn't make sense. But watching Lamar last night was like watching a kindergartner try to make their lunch for school. And watching Joe Burrow is like watching grass grow in the desert. It was so ugly last night. I have actual takeaways from this game. Lamar's got to be better because that could have been a blowout. He missed at least
he missed
3
2 in a row.
Wide open receivers, and 2 would have been touchdowns. He's made those all season. so I'm not gonna be concerned about it. I know he can hit a deep ball, but it was ugly.
He's just lucky he got Justin Tucker. But
Yeah.
continue.
That's what I was just about to say. Giving Lamar a minute and 55 seconds, 3 timeouts, and Justin Tucker is the lightest of light work. That's like giving my dad 2 minutes to do a multiplication table. You know what I mean? You could do it so many times over in that amount of time. My dad's a math teacher, by the way, guys. He managed to get it done on a bad night, which is big, but he won't always be as fortunate because, on the other hand, the Bengals have a very, very, very ugly offense. Burrow, that dude doesn't even throw past the line of scrimmage. And when he does, it's a bogus defensive pass interference or a holding penalty. Luckily for Cincy, though, I will say Joe Mixon kind of picked it up a little bit. He was last in the NFL with yards per carry, coming in under 3, and on the night he rushed for 5.6 yards per carry. So that's improvement. That's what you want to see. But it was still a bad night for the Bengals offense. Overall, I have doubts with both of these teams going forward. I think the Ravens have been the better team in every game they've played, and they have 2 losses. I think they should be undefeated right now. And that's a big concern for me. And for the Bengals, they haven't looked like the AFC champions. So it's a little bit of a concern for both teams. And I do have low expectations going forward for both of them. We're going to do a quick top of the top segment. Top 5 MVP candidates as of this moment. Jay, go ahead.
Personally, number 1, Jalen Hurts. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to put Saquon that high, but I'll go Saquon number 3. And I would say, I'm going to say Lamar. Oh, wait, no. Josh Allen at number 3.
Thank you.
Sorry. That's what I was forgetting. Josh Allen number 3. He should be probably, honestly, be number 1. But Josh Allen at number 3. And then Saquon and Lamar.
My top 5 is going to be Hurts, just off the 5-0 start. Allen, number 2. I'm going to go Mahomes, number 3. Saquon, number 4. Micah Parsons, number 5. Last but not least, the deciding factor segment. I'm going to give Jay the upcoming Monday Night Football game for tonight. I'm going to give him the upcoming Thursday night game this week. He's going to tell me who wins. And he's going to tell me what is the biggest deciding factor for that team to win. So first, we have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. Who wins? Why?
Can you smell what Las Vegas is cooking? I got the Raiders winning this game tonight. Don't shake your head at me, bro.
I don't smell a thing. I don't smell nothing.
The only way this Raiders team wins tonight is
Please.
if Derek Carr plays out of his mind. It's going to be a high scoring game. It has to be. So I'll take. I don't even want to say it, honestly. I don't know. I just got Raiders. And the biggest deciding factor is Derek Carr playing out of his mind.
Going ahead to Thursday. You thought last week's Thursday night game was bad. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Washington Commanders at the Chicago Bears. Jay, who is going to win, and what is the biggest deciding factor in that football game?
I love when I do this to you. I have the Washington Commanders winning. And the biggest deciding factor is Justin Fields.
So the biggest deciding factor is Justin Fields will not be able to perform. Okay. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is Week 5 recap. This comes out every Monday. So be sure to tap in, hit that subscribe button if you're interested in seeing what we got to say next week and the following week and the following week and the following week. Appreciate y'all for watching. Check the top link in the description for all Talk of the Town segments. We'll see y'all next Monday.